Picture this: a red supergiant star, Betelgeuse, one of the most radiant celestial bodies that can be seen from our humble Earth. It's a superstar of the cosmos, ranking as the 9th most brilliant star in our night sky, a significant leap from its usual position at number 12. If you're lucky enough to be in the southern hemisphere, you can easily spot Betelgeuse's fiery glow in the early evening. Just search for it nestled at the shoulder of the Orion constellation. But don't worry, if you're in the northern hemisphere, you can also catch a glimpse of Betelgeuse when the days start to shrink. Dr. Sarah Webb, a distinguished astrophysicist from the Swinburne University of Technology in Australia, highlights one of the most extraordinary aspects of Betelgeuse. We have the unique opportunity to witness the final act of a massive star's life in real time, a spectacle we've never been able to scrutinize in such detail before. By keeping a close eye on Betelgeuse's behavior, we can glean crucial insights into the fate of red giants before they culminate in a supernova explosion. When this inevitable event occurs, Betelgeuse could light up the sky for about a week, even be visible during the day, and might even cast shadows in the darkness of the night. This potential cosmic spectacle has sparked the interest of both amateur stargazers and professional astronomers alike. The anticipation is building for a truly extraordinary celestial event. You see, Betelgeuse is destined to explode one day, marking the end of its life in a supernova. Given our proximity to this star, a mere 650 light-years away, we are in a prime position to witness this awe-inspiring cosmic explosion. Heidi Morris, a distinguished scientist at Los Alamos National Laboratory and the president of Pajarito Astronomers, an astronomy club, notes that Betelgeuse has garnered a significant amount of affection from people. This star has been undergoing fluctuations in brightness for an extended period. Astronomers have been aware for some time that Betelgeuse experiences periods of brightening, followed by periods of dimming. This pattern was even observed by people from Aboriginal Australian and ancient Greek cultures thousands of years ago. Typically, the cycle of Betelgeuse's brightness lasts around 400 days. However, the star's brightness is currently changing at a much more rapid pace, approximately every 130 days. This observation was made by Andrea Dupree, a researcher who has dedicated her studies to this star. This unusual behavior commenced in 2019 after Betelgeuse expelled a portion of its outer atmosphere with great force. These alterations in brightness are not characteristic of Betelgeuse. But does this imply that the star is on the verge of exploding into a supernova? It's challenging to make a definitive statement, as we are navigating uncharted territory. This is an entirely novel phenomenon for us, as stated in a paper authored by Dupree and other scientists from Harvard and the University of California, Berkeley. It is estimated that it will take another 5 to 10 years before Betelgeuse reverts to its usual cycle of changing brightness every 400 days. The authors assert that Betelgeuse has undergone a transformation following the Great Dimming. It has exhibited different behavior in terms of its light and radial velocity. Nevertheless, Betelgeuse is a colossal red supergiant star that has led a swift and intense existence. It is only around 10 million years old, in stark contrast to our Sun, which is 5 billion years old. Betelgeuse is currently in the terminal stages of its rapid evolution. Eventually, when it depletes its fuel, the core will succumb to its intense mass, triggering an explosion that can outshine entire galaxies. This event is inevitable, but like everyone else, we're eager to know when it will occur. When will it detonate? There is a lot of conjecture about when Betelgeuse will ultimately explode in a supernova, but experts are skeptical. Or Grauer, an associate professor of astronomy at the University of Portsmouth, who studies supernovae and is even the author of a book known as Supernova, suggests that Betelgeuse could explode soon. However, soon in astronomical terms could mean within the next 10,000 to 100,000 years. Goldberg, another expert, mentions that he wouldn't stake his career on the immediate explosion of Betelgeuse. There's some compelling evidence suggesting that Betelgeuse won't be exploding for a very long time. If you delve into historical records, you'll discover that over the past 2,000 years, the star has actually been getting redder. Jason Ibarra, who studies stars and the history of astronomy at West Virginia University, elucidates this fascinating observation. So it seems like we might have to wait quite a while before Betelgeuse detonates. This implies that Betelgeuse transformed into a red supergiant relatively recently in cosmic terms. So it could take a considerable amount of time for the star to deplete its fuel completely. To the best of our knowledge, Betelgeuse is unlikely to go supernova anytime soon, according to Ibarra. But what does NASA say about when Betelgeuse will go supernova? According to NASA, Betelgeuse is not expected to explode for another 100,000 years. Heidi Morris suggests that we shouldn't assume it will remain unchanged, even in 10,000 years. We should stay attentive and let it inspire us to advance scientifically. Although it is highly unlikely that we will witness Betelgeuse's explosion in our lifetime, Dr. Sarah Webb reminds us that we cannot be certain. We should keep both our fingers and toes crossed and hope for some luck. It's important to note that we are observing Betelgeuse in the past. The light we see from the star is more than 600 years old. Theoretically, Betelgeuse may have already exploded, and we would be unaware of it. Indeed, this possibility exists, but it is far from definite. Past experiences have shown us that our expectations can be challenged. Prior to 1987, astronomers believed that only red supergiants could undergo a supernova. However, in the same year, a giant blue star in another galaxy exploded, surprising the scientific community. There is still much to learn, and we might be in for some surprises. By observing Betelgeuse and other massive stars, we can gain a better understanding of the situation. Even without a grand explosion, Betelgeuse's current behavior is intriguing. Its oscillation between dimming and flaring reveals fascinating physics. The fact that stars pulsate on human timescales is remarkable. The star is currently much brighter than expected based on its 400-day cycle. However, there is hope that it will eventually regain its 400-day cycle. Right now, it seems to be struggling to do so, but it turns out Betelgeuse might just explode earlier than experts believed. That appeared on June 2, 2023, which questions our understanding of Betelgeuse's evolutionary stage. It suggests that Betelgeuse is currently in a late phase or nearing the end of the core carbon-burning process. This is the stage where carbon is converted into heavier elements like oxygen and even magnesium. This is in contrast to the current belief that Betelgeuse is in its helium-burning phase. Once the carbon is used up in its core, experts predict that a core collapse leading to a supernova explosion could happen in just a few 10 years. It's an astonishing prediction, but don't put all your trust in this prediction. The study mentions it's hard to figure out what exact stage Betelgeuse is at. This is because the surface of stars barely changes when they're close to using up all of their carbon. According to their findings, the core collapse is likely to happen within the next 100,000 years. This is a much shorter time frame than the millions of years we previously thought. However, the authors of the study caution that their findings are based on a single model and that other models may yield different results. So, while it's exciting to think that Betelgeuse could explode sooner than we thought, we should take this prediction with a grain of salt. The truth is, we don't know exactly when Betelgeuse will explode. It could be tomorrow, it could be in 100,000 years, or it could be even longer. But whenever it happens, it will be a sight to behold. The explosion will be so bright that it will be visible during the day and will cast shadows at night. It will be a once-in-a-lifetime event, a spectacle that will be remembered for generations to come. But until that day comes, we can continue to marvel at the beauty of Betelgeuse, a star that has fascinated humans for thousands of years and will continue to do so for many more.